sitting here thinking, and do me a favor. Anybody that do interviews or anybody know him, Katt Williams, if you're ever around him, ask him, how much money has he given away? Just given away. Like, just ask him that. Just be like, how much money have you given away? If you're around him, if you're interviewing him, just ask him. Because it has to be insane. Katt is one of the most generous people that you ever gonna meet. And a lot of people don't know that. He don't get a lot of press and love for that. One of the most generous ever. He's had to have given away, I don't even know the number. It has to be crazy. Because there's a lot of people with stories about him giving money to. Case in point, I remember I was at the Comedy Store performing one night, got off stage. And this was like early on, before really a whole bunch of stuff was happening for me. I get off stage and everybody like, man, good set, good set, good set. So many people saying that. Some girl came and put something in my hand that said good set, but I didn't see her. I just heard her and she walked off. And I thought it was like a phone number in my hand. And when everybody walked away and stuff, I looked in my hand and it was $1,000. And then I looked out in the audience trying to find the girl, and I'm like, man, I can't remember her face, and I couldn't see her, and I was just like, who gave me $1,000? But anyway, I just was like, wow. And later on, about a month later, somebody told me that happened to them, and they said Katt Williams was in the audience. And I put two and two together and was like, wow, he did that to me then. He never tell you, he never makes it known or any of that. So if you're ever around him, ask him. If you're ever around him, ask him, how much money have you just given away?
Oh, I love that. That's Deon Cole, by the way. Deon Cole, comedian extraordinaire. Saying some things that most of us didn't know. You know, Katt Williams, if it wasn't for Shannon Sharpe asking that question about the women. Apparently there's women that walk around like Santa Claus helpers to giving out money to comedians who might be struggling or new, just playing Santa Claus with no reference to anything. Just here's some money. I love that. I love that. Welcome back. Hottest show in the galaxy. It's the Karen Hunter Show. Roderick Morrow is here, the blackguywhotips.com. Did you watch the whole 2 hours and 46 minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's must-see TV right there. You know, I had to see that.
You wanted the 18 million people that tuned in? I was like, man, these numbers are crazy. Numbers are crazy.
Katt is box office appointment TV whenever he does an interview. I mean, he basically took that show over. Shannon was just sitting there like the rest of the audience, like half flabbergasted, half cracking up, half shocked. It was a great 2 hours. It flew by. I watched it. I listened to the whole thing.
Me too. I mean, even towards the end where he got into the Illuminati and Ludacris. I mean, I was like, wait a minute. And then the big face, light-skinned women, I was like, wow. And then I was putting it all together. It was like one of the rabbit holes I would go down on the weekends. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, so you get a big face, light-skinned woman? What? And they don't talk? What's happening? What is he saying?
I'm not 100, like I saw a lot of like Katt tells nothing but the truth, but I can't front. It was a few things I was like, I don't know about that with Katt.
No, I feel like he was trolling us. He was definitely trolling Shannon a few times, especially when he was talking about the big nose, dark black person who's ugly. You know, I was like, oh God, like Shannon was catching some strays, and I'm gonna tell you why. And they were nice strays. Like, I don't think Shannon knew he was catching strays, but he was, because you had the audacity to bring those people on and let them talk that talk about me. So you're gonna catch these strays nicely. So that happened. But there was also, you know, as he was talking, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. The 3,000 books that he read when he was 8, like there was some lies.
3,000 books a year for like
I was
years.
Like,
bullshit.
I don't think that was true. But that's part of the comedic delivery. Like, just like I don't think Dave Chappelle hates handicapped people, trans people. I don't think he hates, you know, like you you're spinning a yarn, and then it's up to you to figure out, all right, 3 things in this sentence, one's a lie. I feel like he's playing that game too.
Okay,
one of these things is a lie.
I have no idea for real. You know what I mean? I feel like he's so funny and so entertaining and charismatic that I cut Katt slack. Like I'm not holding him to the standard of like he's telling me everything I'm saying is the truth, and I'm like, it's not, but that's okay. It's close enough to the truth. It's parts of it I absolutely believe that happened, and then some stuff I'm like, maybe that happened, maybe that didn't, but that's not necessarily the point of this. It was amazing. What a performance.
That part. Okay. That part. What was 866-801-8255. Masterful. Yes, to your point. I do think it was a performance. I do think that as it related to the things that he was talking about himself, absolute, truth. Even the part about his dad, like he was, in parts he didn't want to talk about. So I knew those stories were absolutely true. The adoption of the children, the money with the women. And now you have people coming out saying, I got some of that money. Those were truths. He threw some things in there for comedic, license, which you have that. That said, what did you walk away feeling after listening and watching?
I mean, some of the stuff, I don't want to sound too negative about the dude, but some of the stuff felt like people that got on, he was kind of like finding reasons for all the people that got on or that people would think of ahead of him somehow were like fraudulent, like, because some of it felt kind of mean, like Earthquake is illiterate, and even the stuff about like,
what if he's illiterate? I mean, Roderick, what if he is illiterate?
It wasn't in a kind way. It was
I don't think he was trying to be kind. I think he was telling the truth.
Fine. Right. But I'm saying that, like I said, you being unkind is, for certain people, we hold them to that and we go, that wasn't right what you just did. For people that we like, charismatic, it's like, yeah, it was unkind, but he was just talking, so I feel like I cut him a lot of slack. I still feel like he's a stand-up dude. I think all the people that came out after to talk about the money he's giving people, the opportunities he's giving people, 100% down with that. I thought he was, he told his truth, and his truth got a lot of like, hey, this person, I don't like them. This person in Illuminati. These people all have the same kind of wife. It was a lot of stuff that was funny.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But I don't want to count it as like, I'm just saying I didn't hold it to a standard of like a journalist.
Veracity, veritas. Listen, let me say this, because it rang true in spirit for me, because we live in a world where there are pick-me people who are selected by the establishment for a particular purpose, because in my opinion, this is just me having watched and been in rooms, right? And in spaces, people are picked who will absolutely do nothing to further the freedom of Black people. And we're going to give you all of the money because we know, A, you may fumble the bag is coming back to us, or you're going to embarrass all Black people. So here, you get all of the money, and we want to actually promote the most depraved images of Blackness. Now, one could argue Katt being a pimp all of them years actually wasn't a good depiction of Blackness, but his life actually lived up to what it looks like to be, a father, a caretaker, a person that, is helping people, this and this and that, right? So it's complicated from that standpoint. But as somebody that has circled the orbit of fame or whatever that looks like, I personally understood exactly what he was saying. And when you look at the gatekeepers, or those that let the people into the gates, there is an exchange and an understanding of what your role is when you get there. Now, it's never spoken. They're not saying suck this thing and wear this dress. Sometimes they are, right? But you know what the assignment is. And, even Kevin Hart in some of his interviews, the last one I watched with the Breakfast Club, is like, you turn down these jobs. Don't be mad. You didn't show up for these jobs. So I took the job, and don't be mad at me. But then it's like, at what cost? Yeah. And you're taking all of the jobs, but are you changing the trajectory of, and maybe that's not your responsibility. I'm going to say it is, though. Me personally, I believe to whom much is given, much is required. You just don't sit in that seat just because
there's also
you're brilliant. Because a lot of brilliant people, Roderick.
There's also kind of like a revisionist history too, though, because like we operate as if these people knew, like Kevin Hart knew he was going to be Kevin Hart one day. And that's not how it happens in the scope of your life. It's like, I need a job. The job is being a drug dealer in the movie. You know, I remember watching one of our favorite shows, Justified. And Chadwick Boseman is in there playing a drug dealer in like season 2 or 3 for a couple episodes. And, you know, I smiled, you know, because I said, okay, that was a young Chadwick Boseman that might have been the check that enabled him to become Black Panther. That might have been the thing that helped him, you know, progress somewhere else. So like, but people are operating from a scarcity mindset. And so it's hard for them to go, one day I'll be the person and look back and go, man, I wish I hadn't done that role. Or we're asking them to regret something that they couldn't possibly regret yet at that moment.
Yeah, but you now are 40 something heading to 50.
Right.
Viola Davis, I'm going to look for this clip, regretted playing certain roles. I think it was the role that she was nominated for in The Help. She regretted that, right? Let me find that.
And it's kind of a luxury and a privilege to get to a place to regret it, is my point. Like at that moment, like if we it's like if we would have said to her at the time that she took The Help, like, you know, you setting Black people back with this, she would have been like, fam, I gotta make the mortgage this month. Like, I hear what you saying. Everybody not calling me back. I'm a dark-skinned Black woman in Hollywood. This was the role. And people, my agent and everybody saying this a star-making role. And hopefully one day I can look back and be like, I wish I hadn't done that. But right now I got to do it. So like, it's, you know, but that's what's so brilliant about what Katt Williams did. I think it's the craftsmanship that I was looking at. It's like how I look at like a Stephen A. Smith or somebody where I'm like, look how you delivered that narrative, man. You constructed a narrative so strong. I'm watching people run with it. The places where it doesn't make sense, they're skipping over. The places where it do make sense, we're glomming on to. I mean, I just wouldn't want to smoke with him just based off of that, you know? Because how many of us now are looking at the kings of comedy, except for D.L. Hughley, the kings of comedy, like, I don't know about you now. You know, like he made that happen. I haven't heard that much about Seth stealing that joke until Katt. Now everybody's like, you stole that joke.
And there's receipts though. There's receipts. We're going to play the receipts later. 866-801-8255. You know, but to your point, I don't think he was punching up to people that have made more money. I think he was just putting people in perspective, because we do tend to like people that maybe we shouldn't like, who may not be good for us because we like them and we've been conditioned to like them because they have been selected to be in these positions, and they're not good for the furtherance of all of us. And I'm always going to sit in that camp. Like, is it good for all of us? Do it free all of us? Do it. Yeah, I'm going to say it just like Sonia saying on how do it free us. So to that, I'm absolute. Do you know what I'm saying? Like and I do think Denzel, I'm going to play a clip from him too. Denzel was very clear about understanding, even in his 20s, roles that I take. It's not just about Denzel Washington's success. I'm representing something greater than myself. And Viola admitted that too.
Good love, can't turn my back on that. Gotta make moves, gotta act on that. You're the one I want and I stand on